What's up, ladies and gentlemen, players and players, all those who one day take time to take a look at this and my long ass story seems like it came out of a motherfucking a fairy tale or something, And well, you guys know my story about being locked up and not having that much contact with my family. They did what they could. I was a bad boy and I was doing my time and it is what it is. But there's only one person who never lost faith with me, and that was my mom. And anyways, throughout the years, I would have dreams and stuff, and sometimes you think, oh wow, deja vu, this dream happens and shit. But uh, I used to have a dream about my little sister, and I guess I interpreted it wrong because after what 13, 14 years of in prison, when I was at my worst, I caught a glimpse of her, and you know, at that time, my memory was really good. This before, I fucking started taking these medication. The prison was feeding me, and so my memory was sharp. I never forgot her face. In prison, that's an important thing, for safety reasons. And I seen her, and it looked like she was carrying she was on some kind of machine. Looked like she was, I don't know, maybe she was on dialysis or something. And I seen her, and uh, I was at my worst. That's when I was, being tortured in the medical facility. And I've been broke and poor and hungry, and none of those were as bad as being in the hospital. So I thought it was a gleam of hope, And but then I never heard from her or seen her again, and I was wondering like what's going on, they live close to there. As far as I know, they were well to do. My real dad, he had a good job and had money and stuff. Although he seemed to live a humble life, you know, they were, you know, they were doing more than okay. And so I started thinking, because that's what I am. I'm a thinker. I have progressive thoughts, which authorities they don't like because I figure out ways to fight the system in a peaceful manner. But I'm always thinking that's what I do, When you sit in the cell with nothing, not even a pencil or paper, all you have is your thoughts. So you might as well put them to use. And so, getting back to the story, um, yeah, I see my sister, and I never heard from her or seen her again. She was there when you know, I was being hurt and tortured by the I don't know if they were doctors um or COs in the background. I'm pretty sure it was a mix of both at the time. And yeah, and then I get to the yard in that same institution, and that's when I start being you know attacked randomly. People, you know, always trying to fight me, and for the you know I worked out for what, an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours straight. Most people didn't want to fight me. I wasn't the biggest, baddest guy, but I had my boy. We worked out, long and hard. We could work out with, three different sets of people and still go. So not, people are not stupid. They're not gonna challenge somebody that's, in good physical shape. So I'm wondering, like, I keep getting attacked, people spitting at me. I'm pretty sure I told you guys this story before. Anyways, I ended up breaking my hand to show that scar right there. And I didn't think nothing of it. I've hurt myself so many times and never broken a bone. I mean, the only thing that ever broke a bone on my body was a car. It hit me when I was 4 years old. You know, I've been hurt, jumped by 10 people almost, and I come out with scratches barely. And so this nurse lady, she's begging me to get my hand X-rayed, and she keeps begging me, and finally I was like, oh well, shit, I think she was just being nice. Well, I don't think so now. So they shoot me out, emergency status. Uh, they put me out. They sent me to Tri City Hospital, something Tri City in San Diego, and they put me to sleep, man, to give me surgery. So later on, I'm finding out that this injury doesn't even um, require surgery. So that's the first thing. Then secondly, I have to go back, and they sent me to some nice plush office in San Diego, some deep in San Diego, somewhere by the ocean. And I didn't think nothing of it at the time. You know, prior to that, the doctor, he had wrote some stuff in the medical notes saying that pretty much they didn't do the surgery as they were supposed to, in so many words. So now that I think about it, I'm thinking that he left some clues, you know, for us or me to go, to go back and look at it. So they take me to this plush hospital. Now, mind you, we're in California, Department of Corrections, and they don't do that. They don't spend that kind of money on inmates, especially someone like me that they hate it, and that I was being watched, was hated by the COs, hated by FBI, whoever it might be. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So they put me to sleep again. So at the time, I don't know. I've never had surgery since I was 4 years old. I don't go to the doctor. I don't need to go to the doctor. Never needed to go to the doctor. And so to me, this was all new, and that was my mistake, trusting those people. I don't know if it was trusting medical or the people that worked at the prison for medical. And so, lately they were giving me medication later on that I found out causes cancer. And lately my kidney been hurting, but for some reason only one side of my kidney hurts. And so I'm starting to think, I don't believe in coincidences. I tell you guys that, and I've survived well to do, with my luck and my safety because of that. And so I go get my kidneys checked, and they're giving me false information, reading me information that doesn't even belong to me. And when I ask them questions, they wouldn't reply. They didn't reply. And now, so this is starting to seem like a nightmare, not a dream anymore. I'm being watched. When I got out of prison, I was met. First day before I even got to my brother's house, pulled over. But I was never messed with again. But there would be people parked outside playing stupid, watching the house. Like, come on, I came from prison. I'm watching everything. That's just, if I wanted to or didn't want to, that was just how it was gonna be. And I'm starting to think, well, what's really going on? You know, any regular person wouldn't think this is suspicious, but unfortunately, I haven't lived a regular life. I've lived a life struggling to fight for what I think is right. And yeah, I've committed crimes here and there, which I've copped to or tried to cop to, and and the only reason I would fight them is because I would be unjustly treated. But I'm not perfect, but they make you out to be worse than you are to keep you behind bars, and so in no way, shape, or form am I stupid, but they try to make me seem like I'm stupid. And while I was in the hospital, yeah, they had me signing all kinds of forms and stuff, and so I'm starting to think that I might have signed something not knowingly under duress and not under the right mental status. And I'm starting to think I signed something that I wasn't supposed to sign, and these people were taking advantage of me, not only by abusing me and torture me, but maybe I think it went a step further than that. I think it went into the medical realm, and I'm gonna be looking into that because ever since then my body has not been right. You know, I've lived a very very healthy life. Love my vegetables. I never had to go to the doctor. I did a few times because my mom's worried and takes me, but I've never got treated for any kind of sickness or anything. One time I got sick when I was a kid, chicken soup, and that was it. And I think the other time was because I got shot in the leg with a BB gun, and that was it. So now that all this has happened, I come out that little mental hospital. I had the surgery on my hand. I've been having all kinds of medical issues, especially with my kidneys and my crotch area. Uh, I don't know what they were giving me, what they were shooting me up with. I haven't been able to have kids. I don't use no protection. I haven't used any protection. Well, yeah, a few times, but very little times, and a whole lot of sex. And I haven't been able to have a kid. When I was younger, I was able to have kids without a doubt. So all of this is adding up to some kind of uh, what I believe is a conspiracy. What else would you call it? If they're doing things in a hidden fashion and manner, and trying to keep it from you, but keeping watching you at the same time, you know, uh, and you know, you at first you tell yourself it's all a dream, but shit, this is America. Dreams come true. So, but um, I'll be looking into it, and trying to do what I can and rally the troops and see who's out there willing to help. Now I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there willing to help, and try to dig up information and leads to this. Because to this day, I've been out almost 3 years. You know, my sister seen me clearly. Her friends were working there clearly, and nothing. And so makes you go things that make you go and yeah, my health has gone for a downward spiral, and my mind is it's not at 100%, but you know even when it's not at 100%, there'll be very few people to uh, to be able to challenge me, and even if they could, I'd be up to the challenge. So there it is. There, a little insight of things that um, have perspired since in my journey of life and my struggles as an ex-con and as a man who speaks up for his rights, and I'm not perfect, but I try to be, you know, try to treat people like I would have liked to be treated when I was at my worst. So, or my family members, the like, and that's what today's video is about. Um, you know, if you want something, you gotta fight for it, and if you think something's wrong, most of the time it is. And I'll be in touch, man. Thank you for listening. You guys have a good day.